All right, so let's wait for others to join us. So our guest is here as well.
Hello,
Hi, Ola. Good evening.
Oluwadunsin.
Good evening. Nice to see you.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
you've been contact or you've been discussing with my colleague,
Oh,
and thank God I can see you now. All right, so we are live now. We are just we're going to give some seconds or some minutes for our audience to join us so that we'll dive into the section immediately.
no problems.
Good
Yeah.
evening
Good evening,
or good
Sandra. Thanks for
afternoon.
inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for agreeing to do this. We appreciate. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. How are you guys doing? How's your day been so far?
We are good. We are good. The country is treating us well.
Yeah,
How about
I know.
how about you over there?
It's been fine so far. It's just hot at the moment. Very soon we'll be experiencing the cold weather. So yeah.
We're done. Okay, so we just do quick introduction of ourselves, and
Mhm.
then while we are doing that, I believe our audience will join us. We have a few people on the call now,
Mhm.
so we believe others will join us soon. And yeah, it's going to be an interactive session, right? We are not here for any practical session. Nobody's
Mhm.
opening any Excel. Nobody's opening any Power BI here. So
Yeah.
it just we sharing our experience, what we've experienced so far in our journey, and what helped us to to dive into the tech role that we are in now. Like what pushed us? How do we make it? Right? I don't know. Some people might have been feeling that. Come on, I'm starting this journey. I don't know. I don't know how where to start, feeling this self-doubting. Then we're here to treat those questions. We have a lot of questions, and my colleague here yesterday, she got that same question. Sandra, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I secure my first role as a data analyst? This is what we are here to do. It's going to be an interactive section. Nobody is opening any technical tools here. All right, nice to have you here. Don't sin. Am I correct?
Yeah, you can call me Olu. Olu is easier.
All right, nice to have you here, Olu.
Yeah.
All right, guys. For those joining us, you are all welcome to this live session. It's going to be very interactive. Just open your mind to learn something new today. We am so excited to be here, just as usual. So I'm going to do introduction about just myself and my colleagues, and our guest is going to introduce themselves as after that. Okay. So welcome to our live section on YouTube Live. Today we are going to be discussing something amazing, something that has been disturbing a lot of people. Some questions around it has been so disturbing, and we are here to discuss it and, of course, share our experience and what helped us to, scale through that imposter syndrome. All right. So my name is Chinyere, and I'm the founder of Amd Analytics. And yeah, that's just it about myself. Okay, so if you don't mind, can you tell us just a brief introduction about yourself, Ola?
Okay.
Olu?
Yeah, definitely. My name is Oluwadunsin. Um, uh, I have my first degree from University of Ibadan, and I have a master's at Georgia State University here. Currently, I'm a data analyst, and I work in the sales department. So I major in doing stuffs around the area of sales and marketing, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Olu. Olu said that he is a data analyst. Now, I wanted to take something for those watching us, right? He is a data analyst. Now, he majors in what? In sales. This is to tell you that this data analytics role, right, or skills doesn't it show or doesn't mean that you must get this data, core data. That was when you see that I'm a data analyst. I will be looking for a job that says data analyst, right?
Yeah.
Is you can work in every sector, everywhere you can work there. All right. Nice to have you here, Olu, joining us from UX. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we are so excited. I'm so excited to to meet with you, and of course, yeah. So you are in the sales department. Probably I will come and learn sales from you now.
No problem.
I will learn. I need to learn marketing because I think that's why I'm not good at that. So I need to come and learn marketing, right? All right.
Yeah.
So I have my colleague here who will be just a brief introduction about herself. Hi, Sandra, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Olu. Good evening, everyone. So thank you all for joining this live today. We promise you it's going to be actually interesting. So my name is Sandra Shagade, and I'm the data analytics team lead here at Amdor Analytics. And yeah, so welcome. Good to have you all here.
All right, so across the group that are seeing us now and those that will be seeing us later. Okay, so without wasting time, we know where you are joining us from. Okay, we want to know where our viewers are joining us from. If you don't mind, please can you use the comment section and tell us where you are joining us from. I am Chira and I'm joining you from Lagos, Nigeria, and my colleagues here and our guests here, they've said where they are joining us. So I think I'll only joining us from UX. So if you don't mind, can you please use the comment section? If you can hear us, want to believe you can hear us very clear and loud, please tell us where you are joining us from. We want to welcome you. Okay. Talk Greeks, Homes and Properties is joining us from Ibadan, Nigeria. All right. So express type, like guys, we want this thing to be very interactive, right? We want this live to be very, very interactive. Tell us where you are joining us from so that we welcome you in a special way. Now we are not looking for first timers now. We are okay at Desewa from Ileife, Osun State. Benin City Ojegba. I don't know if I pronounced that very well. Yeah, welcome everybody. We are so excited to have you guys here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. It's going to be very interactive. It's not going to be a wasted time. You are going to be learning something so great, something so amazing today. Ezekiel from Ogun State. Ezekiel, thanks for joining us. We are glad to have you here and welcome once again. All right, so today we are going to be treating something so amazing. I don't know if you are a beginner, or let's say newbies in tech, right? If you have started your tech journey, right, or you are just finding a way to feel, is it something I can do or not? I don't know if you spend how many months you spent in this tech journey, right? For those of us here, some of us have spent years, over 5 years, have a decade, close to a decade of years in tech journey, right? But then there was something that held us back, right? Some of us, it was just like a few years ago that we got that breakthrough. Something held us back, like that thing that self doubt. I don't know if I can do this thing, right? So today we are going to be treating how to beat that imposter syndrome and then land your first tech role. So without taking much of our time, we would like to take a brief, just like I said, it's going to be an interactive session. Nobody is here to open any Python, any Excel or Power BI. Now we are here to discuss. We are here to learn something new, right? So we'd like to hear from our let me say our guest and my colleague here. Want to know, let's start from this, right? Want to know what this imposter syndrome is, right? What it takes, because we are talking about, some people might know what it takes, right? Now we want to talk about it. What is this imposter syndrome that we are saying, that we want to know how we need to beat this thing down and then secure our first role as in tech, right? So what is this imposter syndrome and how does it manifest, especially in the tech industry? We are going to be sharing experience. So over to you, Olu. Olu, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much, Chinyere, for having me on the show. And also
Absolutely.
thanks to Sandra for disturbing me in my DMs about coming to the show. I appreciate it. This
You're
will be
welcome,
like the
sir.
second talk show. So yeah, I'm grateful for it. So like you've been saying since the morning or since we started the show, imposter syndrome is basically the feeling of self-doubt or feeling unqualified for a position, even if you have the skills already. Everyone feels it, even the pros, even the Microsoft MVPs, even the Tableau experts all feel all had that feeling of self-doubt when they started out. Even as they are pros at the moment, they still have the feeling of self-doubt when they compare themselves to their colleagues, and the what's it called, the situation when this imposter syndrome occurs the most is when you are trying to learn maybe new skills. For instance, if you are trying to take up what's it called, Python skills. You're starting out to learn Python skills, and then you start to feel like you don't have the required experience that would help you succeed in learning it, something like that. So majorly, like you said, it's self-doubt and feeling that you are not capable of doing something. Yeah, that's what I believe imposter syndrome means.
All right, thank you very much for that amazing feedback, right? Amazing answer. You know, he said something when you're trying to acquire new skills, especially in the field of Python. He used Python as an example, and that's just so amazing because I remember when I started my journey, right? And some people were like, you want to learn Python? It's so hard, it's so difficult. Are you sure that it's something you can do? You know, that at that moment, I remember someone asked me, what's your background? I said economics. It was like, economics. Better go and learn Power BI. You don't go and, you know, don't go and learn Python. It's so difficult. I was like, but thank God for that decision that if others can do it, I myself, I will do it. So that was actually what helped me, to dive into that. He said that self-doubt. Sometimes it could be what you heard so people have said that tech is very difficult. Tech is not something you can easily grab, irrespective of some people will tell you that, come on, did you study computer science? And you really want to tell them, nah, I didn't study computer science, and they will tell you, please go back. Go back, tech is not for you. Okay, that self-doubt is already there. Okay, let's hear from Sandra. I don't know, Sandra, please, can
Yeah.
you take your own
Yeah,
understanding?
so like what we've all been saying since, right? Imposter syndrome is something that is very, very common amongst beginners and also even professionals, right? So there's no point at all that, or let me see, there's no point in life that you won't feel it, especially when it comes to um, job application, right? When you see the job description, you'd ask yourself, is this something that I can do? My skill set, does it match this particular role? So because of that, you just, hide back in your cave, like, okay, no, I'm not going to apply. And this has actually kept some people down. Like, instead of applying, they would not apply to jobs. So they'll rather just stay and, okay, let me keep learning more skills instead of just, apply, right? If, because I've heard people say, and it's actually true, right? It's not compulsory, 100% of, or you have 100% the requirements that the job is displaying, right? If you can meet like 60 to 70%, just shoot your shot, apply. But that imposter syndrome will just hold you back. Like, I don't think I'm good enough, right? So I'm actually happy for this life because I'm sure a lot of people here, they have one question or the other. Like Miss Shinere said earlier, someone actually reached out to me personally to ask me how I'm able to um get job as a freelancer or something like that. And I'm sure anybody can get job or anybody can be a freelancer. You just have to put yourself out there, right? You just have to position yourself well, market yourself, irrespective of the noise out there. You just have to market yourself. So yeah, that's my own contribution.
All right. Now, thank you very much for that, Sandra. Let me share something that happened to me. That was about some years ago, right? So when I started my tech journey, yeah, I studied economics. You know, when you spend 4 years in university and you're coming out, you believe that, come on, after this, if I didn't see job the other way, I have to see economics job and start applying for it. Yeah. So I started applying for tech roles, and it was not forthcoming. And I was like, come on, this tech role is not for me. Let me go back to start applying for economics, economics role. Probably that's my calling. You understand? At a point I was feeling that self-doubt. It affected me, it affected my journey then. I remember one day I applied for a job and I was called for an interview. at a point when I was going for that interview, I was having this this self-doubt in me. I was like, come on, are you sure this is what you can do? If I have started condemning myself, I was start telling myself how unprofessional I am. I was then, I started telling myself, this role, you will not get it because you are not, a lot of people that apply for this role. And that self-doubt was there. I experienced it so much that it affected my confidence. It affected, when you're discussing with people, and they're saying some words, and you be like, come on, it seems as if I've not started at all. That means I don't need to start applying for job now. Let me go back and start learning again. All right. I don't know if you ever said, I don't know if you ever experienced something like that. And if so, how did it affect your confidence when applying for jobs, or when you are starting when you want to start applying for those tech roles? I don't know if you experience imposter syndrome. If yes, how does it affect you?
I wish I can scream yes, so yes, because um you know, applying for jobs or job hunting itself is actually a job. It's a job on its own. And any little discouragement or any little flop can just discourage you, right? Can make you feel like you're not good enough at what you do,
You're not yet
right?
there.
We are not yet there exactly. Ah, so yes, I have actually experienced imposter syndrome, and when it happened to me, I gave up applying for jobs because I was like, this job market is saturated. Oh, it's saturated. I mean, like you see 5,000 people, or okay, 5,000 is too much. So let's say 50 over 50 people and persons applying for one job, and you ask yourself, these 50 persons that have applied for this job, you yourself, are you sure you are good? Like, are you sure you are good enough? So it's just better to just rest. You understand? Don't even bother to apply, right? But there's something I have learned, right? You just have to be confident in yourself, in what you are capable of doing, right? There's room for growth. Nobody knows it all, because even professionals, they also experience this. So nobody knows it all. There's always room for growth, right? So just, I would advise, like anybody in this phase, just keep on applying, right? Keep on pushing and probably try a different approach. You see all
Yeah.
those jobs that you see 100 persons have applied. What are you doing there? Like, who are you fighting with? Who are you competing with? Right? So just make sure you try a different approach. And I'm sure that Olu here would give us one or two tips on some of these approaches that you can try.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Sandra. Olu, let's hear from you. I don't know if you have, personally experienced this imposter syndrome.
Yeah, obviously, like she said, everybody must have experienced this. Back in Nigeria, I used to work in sales and marketing for a pension fund called Power Pensions. I don't know if you guys know it. And it was not a data analytics role. It was just a sales and marketing role where we bring in new customers and have targets and stuff like that. So when I got to the state and made the decision to transition to data analytics, I knew I didn't have the core skills in data. So of course that dampened my morale when it comes to applications. I was not confident enough. I thought I needed to, to learn everything. But you have to, as a newbie, you have to take the first step. You have to start learning the basics. You can't jump from being a newbie to being an expert overnight. You have to start from the basics, because if you don't know the basics, it will haunt you later on in your career. So yeah, I started out learning the basics, and along the way, you start gaining confidence. And one thing is very important for newbies as well: you need to build in public. You need to let people criticize you. You need to be able to accept constructive criticisms. People might reach back to you and give you negative feedbacks that can even dampen your morale the more. But take it as a constructive criticism and work on it. Every feedback, there's always a positive to every feedback. So try and take the feedback and then go back to the drawing board and improve yourself. So by the time you start building in public, you start gaining confidence in yourself. You get, so by the time you start doing that, you'll be able to apply to job with more confidence. You get, so, and then for newbies too, you have to take building your portfolio very important. Although recruiters might not sit down and look at your portfolios from A to Z, you can highlight some of your good projects on your resumes, and write out your findings, your observations, and the key insights you discovered during the process of carrying out some projects, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that wonderful contribution, Olu. He said something very vital. He said, start building in the corporate, build that confidence, right? This is just like a strategy that I feel like that helped him, to overcome this feeling of self doubt. I was discussing with, let me say, a friend, that was about some days ago. He was just sharing with me how he started his journey, the way he was applying for, a role, and he's to a point he said to himself, you know what, let me stop now. I want to start growing. I want to start learning something. He shared with me almost all the projects he has done. He did, right? The first, before it was actually Power BI project, and then he was sharing with me the first Power BI project he did. That was actually um all this challenge out there. So he told me till the last one, the transition, the learning, the growth, everything was just there. All right. So start building in the public. Don't feel that I don't if I build this dashboard and I share it out there, I don't know how people will feel about it. I don't know a lot of things that they will say. And we have a lot of professionals on LinkedIn. So you start feeling that self-doubt. I don't know if I share this thing, people will see it very insightful, or people will say that it's not good. But then don't say because I don't know what others will feel, and you just sit back, right? You don't grow at that point. You learn and you grow when you start sharing yourself, sharing your ideas. People start seeing your growth. He said something. He said people are learning, build portfolios, right? People are seeing you build portfolios. Of course, it's just like he said. It's not every time that all the recruiters will sit down and look at all your portfolios you put out there. I mean, all the projects on your portfolios, but then start something, start learning, start growing. You can, go for boot camps like this, learn from everybody. I don't know. This was actually my strategy that helped me. I want to learn from everyone, right? Even those things that I feel like I know them, I will still tell you that I don't know. Can you please share with me? Can you tell me what it takes? I want to be sure that that thing I know is actually correct. That's why I'm asking that, right? This is one of the strategies that helped me. I don't know. Sandra, do you have anything to say here? What are
Yeah.
the things that you
Um.
feel like helped
Yes.
you?
Yes. It's very key to build in public. So you can't say you want to. So whether it's data analysis now or data science or whatever data field that you want to look into or go into, you can't say that you are this, but you don't have evidence, right? You need to have evidence of your workings. Show your workings. How do we know that you are really who you claim to be? So even if you
Mm,
apply for this job, say they will still most might still check your profile on social media. What has this
mhm.
person been doing? How have you become how have you been contributing to the community? But if you have nothing to show, then there is nothing for you. So you need to like build in public. At the end of the day, you are doing yourself a favor, right? So you shouldn't be bothered about what person A would say. Person A is not you. Person A is not the one who is going to get the job at the end of the day. So you need to focus on you, right? And I guess that most beginners they want to like show something perfect for a start, like I want my first dashboard on my social media to be so good so that everybody is going to scream, wow, wow, you did so well. But no, right? I was going through my LinkedIn one day and I saw a post I made, right? I saw a post I made and I captioned the post that, okay, posting this, I'm not really feeling good about this particular dashboard, but I know that I'm going to come back here again to see my progress, right? And truthfully, I have grown, right? I have grown from what I used to do to something better. So just as a beginner, make sure you build in public, have good projects, have good projects, standout project, not just anyhow. Don't compare your portfolio with so many things. At the end of the day, you are trying to be useful, or you're trying to drive impact in whatever field that you are in. So make sure your projects also drive impact.
All right,
So
thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, she emphasized so much on the project, right? And everybody is just talking about your growth. Show workings, not be show workings. All right, thank you very much for that. All right, so let's say I want to talk about the importance of mentor in the life of every beginners. Okay, so I would like to talk about myself when I started. Now I'll use my Upwork as an example. So when I started off work about years ago, it was a friend of mine that introduced me to Upwork. That was 2020, 2021. So I was like, okay, there's something like this. So I will start applying for jobs, right? Now I was on Upwork for over months, if not years. I didn't get any job invite. At that point, I was like, come on. I lost that self-confidence, right? I was telling myself, do you know what? This Upwork something is not for me, oh, because I see a lot of posts, and there are some things I feel like it seems as if I can do something like this. When I apply for it, they will not call me. So connect, they go. So as losing connect, and at a point, I know that there is something mixing out. And that's what I need a mentor. I need somebody that has been here, or somebody here who is here and who has successfully secured some jobs here. So I need someone that I can talk to. I need somebody that can mentor me. I need somebody that can, I can speak to and tell the person my challenges. So I started applying. I started going to going for attending seminars, all these seminars, 1 hour, 2 hour seminars. At a point, I know that no, this is still beyond this. I need to sit down with somebody and talk to somebody, the person. So by God's grace, I met this man on LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn is a powerful platform that has really helped my life as well. So I met him, that's Dr. Maxwell. I talked to Dr. Maxwell, I said, Dr. Maxwell, this is what I'm passing through. So the man do post everything about, he used to post about Upwork, some content about Upwork. And I said to myself, this man might be somebody that I truly need in this my Upwork journey. And that's why it's important that you post what you're doing. Let people know that you are a data analyst. That means you post it. Let people know, right? Show workings. So I reached out to that man and I spoke to the man about my journey on Upwork. And the man said, okay, he wants to access my profile on Upwork, and after everything, the man with what the man said to me, we began that mentorship journey. Let me just put it that way. We began the mentorship journey, start mentoring me. Okay, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to remove. This is how to do it, and this. And with that, I got that job. I just find out that at a point in time, that imposter syndrome can happen, but you really need a mentor. Okay, so I'm just putting it out for to ask for us to go through it, share our own experience, our own ideas, how what we feel. So how can mentorship and networking help someone overcome this imposter syndrome that we are talking about, and of course build confidence to land your job or take role. Okay, so how can network, how can mentorship? Do you feel that there's need for mentorship? Do you think there is need for networking? I always tell people something. Your network is your net worth. Do you think that there is need or there is something networking can help, contribute to the life of someone who is suffering from this imposter syndrome? Let's say from you, Olu. Are you there? Are you
I'm
hearing
here.
me?
I can hear
Okay.
you. Thank you. Like you said, networking and mentorship is very, very important. There's a Yoruba adage now, but I can't remember now. The adage is trying to say that what the elder has, gone through, the mistakes he has passed through. When you speak with him, he can help you avoid falling into those kind of mistakes. So when you have a mentor that has gone through the same process that you are just starting to go through, that kind of person can give you pointers, can give you lessons, can give you insight that would help you avoid the mistake he or she made. And what would that do to you? That would help you have like a faster growth process, something like that. You won't fall into those mistakes, so you'll be able to, cover more ground in a shorter time. So mentorship is very important. They'll share their knowledge, they'll share their ideas with you, and you might even, become better than your mentor at the end of the day because shared knowledge with you. Yeah, you get so. Mentorship is important, and networking to me is very, very important. Like you said, LinkedIn is very powerful. When I started out on LinkedIn. Like Sandra said, my first project dashboard submission on LinkedIn. If I go back do it now, I'll just be laughing because it was very, very ridiculous. But you have to start from somewhere. Yeah, and when I posted that one, I got a lot of feedback from people telling me what I need to do to make it better. Without that network, without LinkedIn being the channel for networking, then I won't be able to, get all those feedbacks and find ways to improve myself. So networking is important. Try to talk to people in the field you're trying to get into, not just data. Tech, is split into different areas, software engineering, and so on and so forth. So try and mix with people that are already working in the field you are in. They will definitely share valuable ideas with you. You get so um yeah. I believe, yeah, like you said, I believe networking and mentorship is very, very important. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So I don't know if you have anything you want to discuss about, I don't know, your experience, how mentorship or networking has helped you in your tech journey.
Yeah, so first thing is, even before you reach out to anybody that, oh, I want you to mentor me, it's another war, right? It's also another war. It's also another um thing, that imposter syndrome, or it's also one of the effects of imposter syndrome. Like you might say, if I reach out to this person, will this person even respond to me, right? But just take that bold step. Take that bold step and reach out to someone that you are connected with, because you can't just reach out to anyone and expect them to come to your aid, right? Reach out to people in a good way, in a friendly way, right? Tell them about how their work inspires you. So what I did in my own time was, so normally I know how to talk to people, right? So I do reach out to people that I admired within the same data space, and I was always like, okay, this is what I've done. Is there anything that I need to do to improve this? And sometimes when they see my work, they will also like come into my DM and tell me that, oh, Sandra, this is what you need to do. And most times they also recommend me for jobs and all of that. So yeah, having mentor or yeah, so having mentors can actually help you overcome imposter syndrome with time, because this person will be able to like put, they were also once like you, right? They were also once like you, they were once beginners. This person will be able to understand or put themselves in your shoes and try to like give you solutions to overcome this imposter syndrome.
All right, thank you very much for that wonderful feedback. Thank you very much for that contribution. That's amazing. So Sandra still said the same thing about the mentorship, the role of a mentor in the life of any. And she said something, right? She said that even for you to reach out to that mentor is another war on its own. So something happened to me. Me personally, this is not something that happened years ago. This week, okay, so I wanted to reach out to my pastor for something. My pastor is a big man. Let me use that word. Yeah, big man. So he's somebody that is he's into a lot of things. So he's into a lot of things, about the pastoring something now. So I reached out to him something. I wanted to reach out to him for about some months ago on this particular something. I was like, but when I shared the idea with him, that was on Tuesday. He was like, wow, this is amazing. This is great. This, he was just saying, this is amazing. So talk to me. You know what? After service on Sunday, wait, let's discuss about it. I was like, wow. So I was not having that said that this man will ignore me. And I don't, how it takes that more. And at the end of everything, the person said, you know what, there's nothing I can do. Maybe you can, try another mentor, this kind of thing. So even reaching out to someone to mentor you is another something again. But then take that step, take that step, do something. Yeah, do something. That's great. Thank you very much for that one, Sandra.
So
So
sorry, can
another
I just
thing,
even add another thing?
yeah,
So
please do.
because because I'm actually reading a book currently. Yeah, so I've been reading a book, and this book, the part I read today, this person was like, so there is this lady in the room, and like she has a lot of ideas, right? But she's not able to say them, or when she says them and somebody interrupts her, she will just go back into her shell, like she'll feel intimidated, feel maybe I don't even know. So our boss was like, you should learn to speak. Whatever it is that is in your head, you should learn to always say it out. So even when we approach mentors, we should approach them with confidence, like just approach them, right? So that they can be able to come in to help you out with whatever it is that is weighing you down regarding this imposter syndrome. All right. So my point here is that whatever room you are in, learn to speak out. Learn to always speak out. Talk. Nobody's going to kill you. Nobody's going to do anything to you. Talk your talk, right? Talk your talk and be heard, right? Be heard. Say something. That idea that you think will not make sense. Eventually, that idea might actually be the saving grace for a business. So say something. So that's just what I want to add to it.
All right, thank you very much, Sandra. Sandra, do you think that continuous learning will help someone to, to overcome this imposter syndrome we're talking about? Do you think that continuous learning, something, I don't know, some people can actually, let me say, work on a project, post it on LinkedIn, and you go under the project, you comment something like, just to help them. Okay, you can actually do that. I should have done this, should have used this color, this color combo and all that. And some people will just go and be like, come on, I fuck up. I will not post again. Let me just do my thing inside. In fact, I don't even think I need to continue learning. Okay. I spent about 2 weeks, 3 weeks building this particular project, and now I've posted it, and a lot of people are giving me some feedbacks that, oh, I should have done this, I should have done this. Do you think that continuous learning can help a lot of people to, to overcome this imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
Hi,
In a
so
way, yes.
Okay. So
All right. So in a way, yes. Let me even tell you a story. So you can see that I was even smiling when you were saying this thing because there was this data challenge that I participated in. So something happened. I'd spent like the whole week or probably 2 weeks trying to create this visualization. And at the point of submission, I just saw what other people were doing. I was like, eh? Is it me that wants to post this thing that I did? No, 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 no. That day, I don't even know how I got the speed to like recreate the visualization again. I created it again from scratch because I saw what other people did and I was like, wait, 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 wait. What have I been doing? Right? And truthfully, I had already given up, right? But I was like, "Ah, no, 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 no. I've already started this. I must complete it. So just imagine spending 2 weeks trying to create this visualization, and at that point of submission, you are seeing something different from what you have done. Like people are using more advanced
tools.
visualizations and or more
Yeah.
advanced tools, and you're like, what have you done? Right? But at that point, giving up was a no because I'd actually spent 2 weeks. So let me just um create this thing again from scratch and submit it. So yeah, continuous learning actually helps in a way because it gives you that confidence, it gives you that boost that you need. That okay, you as the space is also advancing, you are also advancing. So that way you not be caught. How do our people say it on fresh? You not be caught on fresh, right? So it will give you that boost that you need out there.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, Ola, can we hear from you? What do you
uh,
feel about
thank
it?
you very much. Yeah. So I believe continuous learning will definitely keep anybody up to date with new technologies or new tools, and in the long run, to definitely build your confidence. And we need to know that the tech world is continuously evolving. If you look back to some years ago, there were like limited talks about artificial intelligence. Now,
Exactly.
from last year, thereabout till now, AI has been the order of the day. Everybody wants to, make use of ChatGPT and the like. So, as a data analyst, for instance, if you don't keep yourself abreast of, the changing technologies, you'll just be old fashioned, you'll be outdated. So you, as a data analyst, you have to learn on a daily basis. That's why I said even the pros, have this feeling of imposter syndrome, because when AI came out, the pros didn't know about AI. They just had to, start learning about it and start, making videos or making tutorials about it too. So yeah, as a data analyst or as anyone in tech, you have to know that this field is constantly evolving and you need to keep learning on a daily basis. Your continuous learning will help you overcome gaps in knowledge and skills, and to make you feel more confident in yourself to take up any challenges. And from what Sandra said, one tip I use on a daily basis before I post my visualization is to go through something called Tableau Gallery. On the gallery, you'll be able to see various works done by people. You can draw inspirations from them. There's also something called Novi Pro Power BI Gallery. You can go through that to draw inspiration from what people have done in the past, and that can help spur your own creativity or analytic skills to do something better than what you've already done. Yeah. So, like you said, continuous learning is very, very important in the tech field.
Hmm. Continuous learning. This thing just reminded me something that happened about I think 2 years or 3 years ago. It was actually between me and Sandra, right? Someone reached out to me that I think she got the job. She was hired as a data analyst or something like that. So she got that job by God's grace. And then the first I don't know if that was the first data they gave to her to do something. So she wasn't able to do that thing. So she reached out to me and I reached out to Sandra, and it was we spent overnight. I don't know if you remember. So we are helping her to do that project, right? And she just finished her program. She finished her program somewhere, but she was finding it difficult to do that project at work. Do you know that this happens to a lot of people when they're applying for jobs? They will have this fear, like, come on, how about these guys find out that I don't know how to use Python? How about these guys find out that I only know how to use the basic? Okay, that's actually where this continuous learning comes in, right? Now, a lot of people are having this issue of how about the fear of being find out that they are not experts. I remember when I applied for one job on Upwork, that was last year. So the man is a Nigerian, so even from my state, but then he stays in Canada, and he needs someone that help him to do this job. So we're having this conversation. This man was like, "Okay, can you tell me about yourself? Can you tell me your experience? Can you tell me what you've done using this tool and all that?" And it's something that I feel like, come on, what are you saying? This is what I know how to do. I sat down quickly, with a lot of confidence, like, what do you want to bring? I bring it to the table. Let's eat it together, But then at a point, before the interview, I was having this fear, like, come on, how about if what this man want to ask me is not something I know? How about if I was having that doubt sometimes. How about if I said I know how to do this thing, and at the point, because I want this job, right? And at the point when I start working, and and it might result to another thing, and the man will be like, so you don't know how to use these tools very well, and you're saying that you know how to use it. So how can job seekers, like people like you and I, because we are all job seekers, right? How can they deal with this fear of being find out as inexperienced when they are when they're starting their job application? How can they deal with this fear of being find out as inexperienced?
So for me, like I said earlier, I used to work in sales and marketing, right? It was not like a data analytics role, and
Mhm.
I had to do some work to learn some things, and before I could transition into the data analytics role per se. So one thing new business to put into consideration or know is that there's something called transferability of their skills. So, for instance, if you're working in a sales and marketing um, department before, and now you're trying to take up a data analytics role, there are definitely some skills that you've learned on the job when you were doing your sales role that you can actually transfer into this new data analytics role. You have to submit your CV whenever you want to apply for jobs, and you can't just ignore your past experiences. What you need to do is rewrite your achievements and all what you've done in your last role in a way that will reflect um, the fact that now you're trying to transition into data analytics. You should be able to, highlight your achievements well, so that recruiters will see that, oh, okay, you have some form of data inclined, achievements in your previous role, and it shouldn't be a problem for you to perform on the job now. So one thing again that newbies can do to avoid being found out is to highlight their strengths and their learning abilities. Every recruiter would want someone that is willing to learn, that's a fast learner. So you need to find ways to highlight the fact that you are willing to learn and that you're a fast learner. And you should also, emphasize your passion and problem solving capabilities. Let them know that you are able to take on any challenge, run with it, and then, complete it, so to say. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that. So I don't know if you have anything to add there. So, what advice do you have for someone who is having this fear of being found out? I remember that lady. Do you understand? After a while, she reached out to me and she was like, "You know what? Yeah, I left that job." She left that job because at the point she was reaching out for assistance, everybody is busy. It's not everything that you have someone to do in the office, right? So when she reached out to me later, she was like, "She have left that job. Oh. I cannot cope." God, I beg. I was like, "Okay, I understand, but then there is a place of growth if you really want to grow." Okay, so now what do you have for for our audience?
All right. So please, can I be heard very well?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Hmm. I'm surprised that she left her job. Well, like Olu has said, you have to be willing to learn, right? You have to always be willing to learn. I don't understand. It's not like you're going into the job just to because, and I think it often stems from the pay, right? When people hear that okay, there is money in tech, they might not want to do their or they might not want to go through thorough learning or go through
Mm-hmm.
the learning process. They just want to jump. Where are you
Mm.
jumping to? Where are you going to? Right? You need to learn the basics, learn it very well. Right? In her case, she would have overcome that if she decided to learn. So how um are you able to learn? That's just the question. Are you teachable? Right? Because everyone, even data professionals, like we're always learning. The learning does not stop. So you can't say, okay, because you got this job like this, then you're going to quit learning. You have to keep on learning. So I think I'm sorry. So, well, my honest opinion on this is just that they should learn, right? They should learn in whatever space you find yourself. Learn about the business. Learn how you can make your job better and all of that. Just learn. Keep learning. Do not stop learning. That's just it.
Yeah, keep learning, keep learning. When she reached out to me, and why she left that job and all that, I was just feeling something, right? Maybe she's feeling that this tech something is not her thing because when you ask people, is something you can do? Are you willing to learn? And the first thing they would give, the first excuse they would tell you, or the first thing that they would tell you, yeah, you know that I not study mathematics, I don't like mathematics, so yeah, I'm not a scientist so learn this thing, but I feel like it's my background. I don't really have this technical background. I don't know how to use Excel. I've not used Excel before. So, do you think that is something I can do? They start feeling they're having this self doubt. when people acquire this learning, people are just in tech because come on, just want to learn this thing 1 month and get the tech role 1 month and start earning the money. They're just here all because of money. Yeah, money is good, but then passion, right? Passion for you to grow, for you to learn is one of the things that will help you, to scale through in this because there's a lot of technology out there. Okay, even if you learn Excel today, how about tomorrow? And there's another built-in tool in Excel that that the another organization is probably using. The question is, will you be willing to learn that tool again, to learn that built-in tool that will help you to excel in another field? So there is a place of growth, there is a place of learning. And again, please, do not learn this thing for 1 month and say that, come on, I'm a professional. I've seen a lot of flyers out there. People are telling you that become a certified data analyst, and they'll be telling you 3 weeks. I'll be like, come on. And when you look at the 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you see that everything they want to teach Power BI, they want to teach Python, they want to teach SQL, they want to teach Excel, and they will tell you that you are good to go. Oh yeah, guys, there is a place of learning, there is a place of growth, and it takes one step at a time. Okay, so now I don't know, Olu, what do you think, all right? Or what are your advice to someone who feel that they don't belong to tech due to their tech, their probably their non-technical background? A lot of people they will tell you, tech is not my thing. No, I did not study computer science. What advice do you have for them? What advice do you feel that okay, this is what I can tell them? Probably what helped them. I studied economics. I don't know what you studied, right? So I studied economics, and of course we are in tech. But then let me not talk about my experience and how I have been able to do it. So, but then let's hear from you. What advice
Uh,
will you give to somebody?
so
Yeah,
like you,
go
I
ahead,
studied
please.
economics too. I studied economics too.
You
My
studied
first and
economics too.
second, yeah, my first and second degree are in economics, and I now work
I mean,
in tech, in data analytics. So, my advice to anybody: number one, for you to say you want to come into tech, you must have determined that you are going into tech. So you can't be doubting yourself or saying, "Oh, I don't want to go." It's like, okay, once you decide that you want to come into tech, you have made your choice. You're coming into tech, so you have to start, like we said, from the basic. You have to start learning what you need to do. You have to start building in public, and you have to also focus on
mm,
the transferable skills like analytical thinking in your previous job and also your problem solving in your previous job when it comes to revamping your resume. Because for you to land a role in tech now and you were from a non-tech background, you have to revamp your resume, right? So you need to focus on those analytical thinking skills and also problem solving skills. And every role or every experiences you've had is never a waste. There's always something to take away from it. You get so when you look inward, there will be some unique perspectives to the roles you've done before that you can actually bring or present into your new role. And yeah, and one thing again is that when you are revamping your resume, because resume is like the first point of contact between you or yourself and the recruiter, you must
recruiter.
highlight relevant skills. If I worked let's say a sales and marketing role before, and I'm trying to land a role in a like a big tech company now, there'll be some achievement or something that doesn't correlate with the present role that I would have to leave out. You have to make your resume, correlate to the requirements or the role that you are trying to apply to. There should be like a direct relationship between it. That's when recruiter can see that okay, you might be able to work in this particular role. Yeah, so
Right. Thank you very much for that. He talked about resume, which is one of the key thing, just like he said, that is between you and what and the recruiter. We're not here to talk about resume, but there's a lot to that particular sector. There's a lot to that. Just like you see someone using one resume to apply for 20 jobs, and you'll be asking the person, I don't know, did you tell it? And they say, no, is that resume that I revamped that and I've used it to apply 20 jobs. I'd be like, how do you expect them to call you? Anyway, thank you very much for that. So I don't know, do you have any advice for someone who is
Yeah,
getting
the
this?
yeah, the first question is, how do you even know that you do not belong in tech? That's a question, right? Because you can't just say you do not belong in tech. I think why that question even comes up is because they think it is hard, right? But if you are able to go to school and learn what you or and study what you studied in school, so yeah, you can be in tech. It is teachable. But the
Exactly.
question is, are you willing to endure, right? To stay, that even when it becomes hard, you still stay. And that also brings in your passion, the reason why you want to go into tech in the first place. So you need to have a good reason. Why is it you want to go into tech? Is it because, well, there's no shame in saying it's because of the money. Yeah, most people are there because of the money, right? But you need to have like a solid reason. Why is it that you want to go into tech? So I believe that even when you feel unmotivated, you feel tired, you feel like leaving, right? You have that reason to remind you, okay, this is why I started. So you need to have like a solid reason why you chose the tech career in the first place. So that's just my advice. Have a good reason, right? If you can study what you did in school, you can
Mm,
also learn whatever you want to learn in tech.
amazing. Thank you very much for that. Let me share one experience that I had back years. Right. I remember one, I think that was 2021. So someone reached out to me because of I think because of a post I made on LinkedIn, one Power BI visualization. So someone reached out to me for a job, right? I was, you see, this imposter syndrome is just for me, to be honest, right? I was like, God, I'm not sure I can do this thing. Do you know what I tell the person? I am not sure, but I can recommend somebody that will help you to. The person was like, you know, the one that did the dashboard. I was the one that did it, but maybe I can recommend somebody that will take, that will do. I was just having this fear that I don't know if I go there, if I will perform well, if I will do well. So it's kind of the thing that affects a lot of people even till now. Ola said something. He said, even your professionals are still feeling that. Okay, so last week I had an interview with someone, and during the interview I was just sitting quietly. I was like, come on, you're the one that we talk. I'll be the one to tell you what I want. You understand? So that imposter syndrome affected a lot of us, that even delayed our growth, where we're supposed to be. But let's not use that word, where we're supposed to be, but our connections, right? Because a lot of times that you feel even within that community, I don't know if you are in any community, maybe tech professionals communities and thereabouts, and you see a lot of people posting something, do some amazing things, and you'd be like, God, is this as if I'm left out in this tech world? Is this as if I'm left out in this tech world? I don't know. You are still feeling that, even though you've acquired those skills, right? Even though you know those things, you don't even feel that imposter syndrome before and in starting your tech journey. But at the point that you always have this fear that, it seems as if I'm not getting there. But there are sometimes, I don't know, for me, I am using myself as an example. There are sometimes that I feel like, even now, yeah, let me use that word now, but I know that we are still, I mean, we are growing. So I will feel like, come on, I have outgrown this level. Okay, I have outgrown this level. There are some signs that you will see in your life, that can you help us to do something like this? It's always a problem. Like when I know that, I'll have a section
I'm
like this.
sharing. I,
Yes, can you hear?
I think your network, you are breaking.
Oh, I'm breaking.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe my network. But that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much for calling my attention. But can you hear me now? Can you
Yeah,
hear
we
me now?
can hear you, but I don't think, yes.
Okay, I'll try to change my internet. Okay, so I have a question here, right? So what are the some signs that that are like that you will see and you will know that yes, I'm making progress? What are the signs that you feel like, I don't know, when you started your journey, has there been any time that you have this imposter syndrome, and what were the signs that you saw that you know that yes, you are making progress?
Okay, thank you for the question. So one of the major signs you would notice is when you start solving more complex problems more efficiently, and when you start handling bigger projects. You get so even when you will start working on your personal projects and you start leaving the basics to progress into more advanced analytic projects, then you started growing, and then your confidence would definitely start to increase. Another time you know that you are doing well or making progress is when you start receiving positive feedbacks from your peers, your clients if you are working already, and also your managers, when they can rely on your work and also make informed decisions from the work you've done, then you're making progress. And yeah, that invariably leads to the increase in your confidence on the job. And when you also start helping others to solve problems that you once encountered when you started out, you definitely know you have left one particular stage and you've progressed into an higher stage. When you start helping people to solve the problems you faced in the past, yeah, you are making progress too. And one other thing, which is not important, but which also show that you're making progress, is when you start getting recognitions like this VOTD, Vis of the Day from Tableau, or Microsoft MVP and stuff like that. When you start getting recognitions in the public concerning the work you are doing, you definitely know you are making progress. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Right. Thank you very much for that wonderful contribution. I don't know. Do you have anything to say, Sandra? What are the signs to show that shows you that you are making progress in your tech journey, or you are overcoming this imposter syndrome?
Yeah, so like Olu has said already, when you start seeing that, okay, when you start helping people to to solve problems that you had once encountered, then you know that okay, you have graduated from this level to a higher level. You are not where you used to be. And then when you start okay, so personally, how I knew that I was making progress was when I started thinking deeply into my analysis. So it wasn't just the surface. Um, all right. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So it wasn't just the surface stuff anymore. When you start, you're always working on the surface, like what the data is showing you, right? But then when you advance, you begin to think deeply or think critically, right? So it is no more just descriptive, right? You now focus on how to solve a particular problem. So then you know that okay, you are actually advancing, right? You are no more a baby in the field. You're actually advancing because now your priority is to solve a problem, right? So that is how personally, that is how I know that I am getting better.
Okay, amazing. So I don't know if there's been anything that you wish that you knew when you were facing that imposter syndrome, like now, right? Has there been anything that when you sit down and say, I wish that I knew this thing now, right? Like me, I wish that there's a place of learning even at your work. If I knew something like this, I believe it wouldn't have affected me so much, right? Because I remember when I said that thing, that was 2021, or yeah, 2021, I think second quarter 2021, that someone reached out to me for something. And I said, I told the person, okay, you know what? I can recommend someone that will help you to do this. All right. I was facing that imposter syndrome, that come on, that self-doubt. I'm not sure I will do this thing. Right. So if it is now, I will tell you, come on, okay, just give me some days. I will find a way. I will try it. I will push it to ensure that I didn't, bring myself that I didn't. I'll make sure I maintain my steez. So I'll make sure I maintain my steez, right? So what's that thing? That one thing it could be. What's that one thing that you wish you knew about imposter syndrome when you were starting your career in tech. How you are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. So one thing I would have wanted to know back then was that nobody knows it all. You get,
Hmm.
once you know that nobody knows it all, you are like nobody is like almighty when it comes to anything tech related. You'll be able to have that confidence in yourself, and you'll be able to know that you can learn on the job. So whenever a task is given to you, like you said, once you know that nobody knows it all, the reason why they gave it to you in the first place is because the person doesn't even know it, or maybe the person doesn't have time to do it. But you should always know that you can learn on the job. Once the task is given to you, you should know that you can always, do your research and then, come up with the solutions. And nobody would give a solution to a given task on the spot. You get, know that everybody is just learning, everybody is just trying, nobody is almighty. So yeah, if you know that from the start, now you have self-confidence and you'll be able to approach people more. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that. Nobody knows it all. I just got that. Okay, nobody knows it all. Thank you very much for that, Olusanda. I don't know. Do you have anything to say? I don't know things you wish you knew. You know that. Okay, can you share with us?
Okay, so first, I really don't think you should feel bad about referring someone else that you thought was good for the tax that was given to you. It's actually not a bad thing. Oh my god, I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So I don't think you should feel bad about it. Yeah, because that has actually happened to me before. So there was this lady I worked for. When she brought the work to me, so the first task she brought to me, I was like skeptical. I was like, "Ah, can I even do this? Because it's been long." So it's actually an SQL task, right? You have to connect the database, then visualize the report. And I was like, can I even do this? It's been long that I worked with SQL. So I was like, you know what? Okay, just give me one day. I'll get back to you. So that one day, I just went back. Then I thought about it. Sandra, what do you do? Right? What do you do about this particular task? And I was just telling myself that, you know what? You can actually learn from this. You can learn from this task and improve your SQL skills. And the next day, I was like, you know what? Bring it. I can do it. And eventually, I did it. Then she brought another task, the second task. When I saw this task, I knew deep within myself that this one, I can actually do it, right? But at the end of the day, I want to, I want my end users to get value for whatever I'm doing for them, right? So if I know that okay, there is somebody else that is actually very skilled in this particular area, and I'm going to refer that person. So I'm not greedy. I'm not going to say, oh, and then take the work. No. So I'm going to refer that person. So back to the question, what's the one thing you wish you knew about imposter syndrome when you were starting your tech career? Um, well, it's well. So one thing that I wish I knew was um, so just showing up, right? Instead of hiding, instead of going back into my shell, just show up. Yeah, just show up. Don't be discouraged. Just because even in that your little, right, there's somebody there out there that is gaining confidence, or there's somebody out there that you're actually motivating. You never can tell, right? People are watching you. So just show up. So I wish I had showed up more than I did, instead of just hiding back in my shell and feeling unmotivated.
All right, thank you very
So
much
that
for
is my
that. All right, thank you very much for that. So sure, right? And don't feel that even if I give that job to someone, that is a bad thing. Okay, and that's reject every task because there's something you must learn from it. That's good one from you. I think I'm learning as well. I think I'm learning as well. All right. No, sometimes people feel like this imposter syndrome has helped them right? When they just like what you said about you did something, right? You worked on a project, and of course it was a challenge, and you wanted to upload it, and you saw a lot of things that others others have done, and you went back to redo that same project. Okay, what made you to go back and redo that project was that imposter syndrome. Like, come on now, I don't want it to be as if I didn't do something, right? And I don't want to say that I will not do it again, but I want to do something great. I want to put something amazing out there. So I don't want, that self-doubt, like, come on, how can I post this thing when others are posting something like this? Okay, can we say that this imposter syndrome can be a motivator in some cases?
Definitely. Yeah.
So
Uh, oh,
yeah,
Sandra.
yeah, because yes, sorry about that. So sorry to cut you short actually. So yeah, so another thing is when I redid that particular visualization, I
Mm,
noticed that there were some things that were there that I didn't see before. So I even got new and better insights, right?
mm,
So when I compared it with the one that I had done before, I was now even asking myself that why is it that I didn't see this particular thing before now? So me going back again, that fear of of posting the gibberish that I had done, right? So me going back to redo it, it gave me more better insights, right? So I was seeing areas that I had not seen before. So yeah, um, so I would say that yes, it is a motivator. It is a
mm,
motivator in most cases, not even in some. In most cases, it is a motivator. So
mm,
yeah, Olu, you can go on.
Yeah, so I agree with Sandra when she says yes, it's a motivator because it will make you or push you to keep learning and keep improving yourself. If you don't have the imposter syndrome, you might feel like you've arrived and you know everything you get. But once the syndrome comes, you can take the positives from it. There's always a positive and negative to everything in life. So take the positive from the imposter syndrome, go back to your drawing board, keep learning, keep improving yourself. And when it comes to your projects, you should set realistic goals and don't overwork yourself. Someone that started out with Power BI, for instance, today doesn't need to start burdening himself about parameters, about DAX measures, about complex things in Power BI. Start from the scratch and keep growing at a consistent rate. You get so. And one thing you need to do again is to try to celebrate your small achievements because this will give you like the ginger, so to say, or the drive, to do more on the roll. Yeah.
yeah, thank you very much. He said something. He said that in the imposter syndrome, there is a positive part of it and there is a negative part of it. Work on your strengths. And the last thing that he said, right? That, come on, celebrate yourself. Even that small thing that you've done that you feel like, this thing, I don't think I've done this thing well. Just celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. As Sandra said something, she said that sometimes that, okay, even if, like, just like the project that she did, right, that when she went back to do that project again, she found out there's some insights that she didn't even see when she worked on that project. And something like this happened to me last week. I worked on a project, and I did save that project. I did save it. And my laptop was hanging. I was like, okay, Thor, let me off my laptop. I did not save it. When I went back to that to get, even I was trying all the recover this thing that I know, and I didn't get that project. And in fact, that day I was preparing for masterclass. I nearly cried. And that was last week Saturday. I nearly cried for that. I was like, God, I beg. But at the end of everything, I went back to do that project again, and it was amazing. I was so these things I could actually do it. What anyway, the ones I did before, it wasn't even good enough. That this one now is good enough. All right. So that sometimes the imposter syndrome can actually be a motivator. It motivates you, right? Take the positive part of it. Yeah, take the positive part of it, just like we said. Take up, stand up from where you're sitting. tell yourself, I can do better. Tell yourself, motivate yourself. It's not that sometimes when you feel it, just like that sister that left her job because she was feeling that self-doubt of not meeting up to the standard, and she was like, gee, I've left the job, oh, I want to go and find my life. Continue learning, believe in growth, believe in learning. All right, so we're going to be taking questions now from our audience. So if you have any question, I don't know if you okay, if you have any question, please use the comment section. We are going to be taking questions now. We've talked a lot for over 1 hour now. We have been, sharing our experience, how it affected us, and how we overcame it. So if you have any question at all concerning this topic, this topic is a very good one. Oh. I don't know about others, but then it's a very good one that people feel that have this self-doubt. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can make it in tech. I don't think this role is for me. A lot of times people want to apply for a job. I mean some people, close students, right? And they will tell me, "Chinyere, do you think that I should apply for this role?" I'll be like, why not? Go for it. And the person will reach out to me. I'm seeing Tableau there. I don't know. Go and apply. Apply. Don't tell me that you're seeing Tableau. When they call you for an interview, tell them you can use Power BI. All right. Okay. So, guys, if you know that you have a question, please use the comment and ask your questions. Let's take your questions. We are here to solve problems. We are here to solve your problems. We're here to help you overcome that imposter syndrome. So, if you know you have any question, please drop your questions and let's take your questions.
All right, since we're all here to learn, me, I have a question actually.
Okay.
This question is for Olu, right? So there must have been a time where you're currently working as an analyst, a sales analyst, right? So was there any point in time where you were feeling like, so before I even ask the question, are there any other analysts in your workplace, or you're just the one?
No, definitely. I have colleagues, and we also have we have a BI team. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
definitely.
Okay, that's nice. That's great. So, was there any time you felt that you could not measure up to the guys you met there? Like you were feeling, maybe let me use the word little, like what, or maybe you don't even know more than they, or you don't even have the kind of knowledge they have. So, was there any time you were feeling that way?
Yeah, definitely. But your mindset is what matters.
Okay.
The most. Mindset in the sense that you need to take all these. Okay, if you see someone that knows Power BI than you have to. Your mindset should be telling you to want to learn more and even aspire to know more than this person. And one thing you need to know is that this is not a competition, really. When you know that you are not competing with anybody, you'll be able to, take everything at your own pace. Because somebody knows the advanced Power BI than me doesn't mean I should kill myself, so to say. I need to just work on myself at my own pace and make sure that I can deliver every and any task that comes my way. But you can also take it as a motivating factor, to help you with your own drive as well. So one thing you need to know when you're going into a job is that don't see yourself as competing with somebody. Just try to
Mm.
learn from everybody. Try to bring in or take in the positive energy from everywhere you can. Yeah.
Mm. So, thank you very much. Thank you very
Sandra,
much
I
for
have
that.
something to say. I have something to say about this, right? So there is this place I'm working, right? It's a remote job. The company is in UK. So and we are four data analysts in that company, and sometimes we talk about some tools when we are in a meeting. I remember one day we were talking about just like Olu said, we're talking about some functions in Power BI. We're talking about parameters. We're talking about hierarchy. A lot of all those functions, DAX functions in Power BI. Sometimes after that discussion, I was like, Thank God I did not fuck up." That I was like, "Thank God I did not fuck up." So I was like, when you are in a mix of if you are the only analyst there, you can just feel like a boss somehow. But when you have other people in that same office using the same tool that you are using, having other things that you knowing the same tool, the same thing, let me say the same thing that you need to understand that there will be a time that you have this imposter syndrome that, come on, let's assume we are discussing something, we want to achieve something, and this person is saying, let's use parameter. This person is saying, let's use this. This person is saying, and you're like, God, I beg, I don't know which one I want to contribute. You understand? So then there are sometimes you feel like that, but just like he said, you are not in competition with anyone.
Mm.
um so sometimes I'll be awake till 2 a.m. trying to, get better, trying to do something good for myself. And the only thing I will tell myself is, Chinyere, it's time to sleep. You are not in competition with anyone. This life now once. So yeah, thank you very much for that question, Sandra.
Yeah, thank you very much, Olu, for your answer. Thank you very much. So it's very key to know that you are not in competition with anyone, right? And I think most people, they see themselves as competing with another person, right? And it shouldn't be like that, right? Whatever we are doing, we should do it for ourselves, for our own growth. So yeah, thank you very much, Olu. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much, Lily, for joining us in today's episode of our learning, because it's actually learning. I learned something great this evening.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate you. We know that next time you still come here to share your experience, isn't
Def-
it?
Definitely. Thanks for having me. I learned a lot too.
Thank you very much. We are very grateful. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us. So you can drop so that we can take order, just a brief texting with our audience. All right, guys. So just like
Right.
we
Hi.
discussed, yeah, just like we discussed, right? We are going to be taking questions. If you have any questions, you can share with us. Just ask your questions. What are those challenges? What are those things that you're finding so challenging that are probably keeping you from applying for to that rules that you feel like, oh, it's something I can do? I remember somebody, one of our students, he's Bola. Bolaji reached out to me, and Bolaji said, Chinyere, I've applied for two jobs, but they called me for an interview one, and they did not hire me. Me, I'm not applying again. I was like, it's two jobs. Okay, no, you had two invites, two invites. And I said, you had just two invites. There are some people that they've not invited in at all. And they've been
True.
applying for jobs. You understand me?
True.
You've been applying for jobs and you applied. How much? When did you finish your? Is I think it's that week that they finished their. In fact, before their SQL custom presentation, he told me that was even why I did not do my SQL custom presentation. I was like, what? So there's a phase of growth. So don't be that self-doubt, because he told me that I was even doubting myself. I was doubting if I have learned anything. Don't feel that, okay. There is a place of learning and growth. If we start sharing with you how many applications, just application that we have we have applied for, you will just be asking us, then how did we make it, right? It's just consistency. Okay, I'm patient as well. All right, please ask your question, Christian. Christian, we are here to take your question. Please ask your question. Guys, this is question and answer. You must go home with something. We're here to teach you something amazing, right? Thanks very much for staying till this moment. So we are waiting for your question, Christian. Bishon, Christian. We are waiting for your question. Ask your question. Let's see how we can help you. Okay, so while we are waiting for Christian to ask his question and every other person, please, if you have any question, or you are finding it difficult, you are asking, how then do I probably secure my first role? I've acquired these skills. Do I need a mentor? You want somebody that will hold your hand, or let's say you've not acquired these skills, you are looking for a place to acquire these skills. You are scared of this tech because you don't have any technical background, right? Just like all that we said here, you are scared, you don't know where to start. We are here to help you. We are here to help you to start your journey, be it data analytics journey, data science journey, business analysis journey. Amazon Analytics is here to help you. And you see, guys, we are people that have experienced all these things. We will share our life story with you. We'll tell you how we'll be able to, pass through that and how we're able to overcome that imposter syndrome. Okay, my question is, how can I start a project data as a beginner in data analyst? Okay, I understand you. Okay, how can is how can I start a project? Now the question is, Have you acquired these skills? Do you know how to use these tools, right? Now we have Excel. Now, as a data analyst, that means you have to use Excel, you have to use Power BI, and you have to use SQL. At least these three softwares, you have to use it. Okay. Now, when you acquired the role or you learned all these things, were you taught with projects? Is there something like projects? If no, you need to learn from project-based edtech company. You need to learn from people that will guide you to. Now, let me be honest. I mean, honest with you. Nobody will ask you your certification, right? Nobody will ask you how many certificates do you have. Yeah, it's a plus. Yeah, it's a plus. But then it's not about the certificate, it's about how many projects have you done, right? Look at what Oli said, how many you talk about, you get your portfolio, add those projects. Don't say that, okay, they've not go through all these projects, add those projects. So you need to learn from project-based edtech company, and that's why Amda Analytics is here. Okay, we train you with projects. There's no how you finish your Excel, you will not have another project to show out there. You finish your SQL, you finish your Power BI, you will not have a lot of projects to do out there. And after that, there is what? There is an internship. Now, let's assume you've done all these things, right? Now, look for probably where you can get internship program, have your hands, and also when you say project, please explain more what is project. Wow. Okay, I think my colleague will tell you what project is, what project is. All right, so project is those things that, I don't know, you put out there to show that you are expertise. You said that you are using Excel. How many projects have you done using Excel? What are the tools, what are the things you've done using those tools, right? Now we've been saying we have said a lot about Power BI, right? So you know that Power BI is one of the softwares that data analysts, even business analysts, data scientists, they use, right? Now, if you have used Power BI, have you built any projects? Have you done anything? Have you done any visualization? Have you worked on projects, right? So that's what we mean by telling you about projects. So these are the things that you need to put out there. Now, I can see from what you say, I'm saying from you, Christian, you've not done this, you've not started your data analytics journey. And I want to encourage you to start it with Amda Analytics, because you cannot finish your program with Amda Analytics and you will not know what data, what project is. Now, project is very, very important. It's just like let's say that you are working with an organization that deals with sales, just like Olu works with an organization that is into sales. Who is he? Is their sales analyst. Okay, so they gather data, right? They gather data, how many customers they that buy their products, how many goods that enter into the organization, and all that. At the end of everything, they bring those data, analyze it, okay, bring out insights, right, that will help the business to make informed business decisions. Now, that decisions that business will make will help them to know that, okay, these are the places we need to work on, these are the things we need to do, these are our lapses, and this is how we need to work to cover it up. Okay, so these are projects we are talking about here. All right, this is what we mean when we talk about projects. Okay, so you need to work on projects, you need to build that standard portfolio. And if you're here, you're listening to us and you're asking, where then do I learn all these things? And analytics is here to assist you to acquire all these skills with, like acquire it as easy as possible, right? You don't need to, start studying up and down, where up and down, where did I go to, where did I learn it, do I need to jump on this, do I need to jump on this? When we start it is practical program, and of course beginners friendly. So we start from the very basic to intermediate to the advanced level of this training. And this training, our training is starting on 21st of September. I mean, this next cohort is starting on 21st of September. This month we have few weeks now to go, so you can come in, register with Amda Analytics, start your business analytics, your data science, and your data analytics journey with Ox. Yes, start it here, start it here. This is where you start it, okay? To acquire all these things and to learn that your first role that you are looking out there to land it in tech. So start your journey with us. Yeah, so I don't know if you are on any of our WhatsApp group or any of our platforms. You can reach out to us if you want to start your data analytics or business analysis or data science journey. Yeah, next course starts on 21st of 21st of September, and we'll be glad to have you. We'll be glad to have you there. Um, I don't know, Sandra, do you want to say anything? So the 20K
Yeah.
is just is a little money. It's 200,000 naira if you are in Nigeria, and if you give us $200, we are going to collect. Thank you very much. And of course, I and my colleague, we are here. You can reach out to any of us on any of our platform. We are on all social media platforms. You can reach out to us on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on TikTok, and actually on YouTube here. We are everywhere. You can reach out to us where you meet experts, where you meet professionals that will guide you through, teach you all that you need to do, all that you need to do to what to scale through, to excel in this tech journey. Over to you, Sandra.
Okay, thank you very much. So, like you've heard my colleague said, so especially when it comes to projects, right? We are very key on delivering or giving out the best project, right? Not something generic, not something so common. And very soon we're also going to be starting our first internship where you get to work with real world data sets, right? So because if you're going to have a portfolio, you need standout projects to showcase your skills. So you're not just showing the recruiter that you know how to use the tool. No, what you are showing the recruiter is how you've been able to use this tool to answer a particular problem or to solve a particular problem. That is what they really need to know, right? So it is not just about, oh, I know how to use Excel. What have you used this Excel for? What have you used this Power BI for? Right. So I don't know if Bishon Christian is still here. If you're still here, just say hi, hey, type it in the chat. So to answer your question, and also when you say project, please explain more what is project. Hmm. So I'm still thinking you are a beginner, right? So a project is what showcases your skills, your expertise. If you say you are a data analyst, what have you done? Remember, we said show your workings. What have you done as a data analyst? All right, hi, that's very good. So, hi. So, what have you done as a data analyst? Show us what you have done, not us. Okay, so show the recruiter what you have done. Yes, so show the recruiter what you have done. So, these projects is what will let you show them that okay, you're actually good at what you do, right? And when they are judging, they don't judge based on the technical skill, right? We have soft skills, we have technical skills. The technical skills, that is where your knowledge of Power BI, your knowledge of Tableau, your knowledge of Excel, Python, whatever technical skill comes in. Now, soft skills are as important as technical skills. What are soft skills? Soft skills are presentation skills, critical thinking, analytical thinking, communication skills. You say you are good at data analysis. How well can you communicate your insights in a way that is clear and understandable? So these are the things um that will increase your chances of landing a job in tech. Okay, so that is all I have to say. All right, so like my colleague has said here, we are going to be starting our next cohort the 21st of this month, September. All right, and in this cohort you are not only going to learn the tools, because that's not what we do here at Amdo Analytics. We will not just teach you the tools. No, we will teach you the tools, and then we're also going to guide you, walk you through, tell you the core things that that you need to know, apart from knowing how to use the tool, right? We're also going to help you. Um how can you think critically as a data analyst, data scientist, or a business analyst? All right, so that is what we are going to help you do. All right, so make sure you follow us on our social media too, so that you're always updated. Okay. All right, so that is all from my end.
Okay, thank you very much for that amazing Let me say the feedback to the person that asked the question. Thank you very much for that, Sandra. Peace Hong, Christian. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. And we would like you to join our next cohort so that you understand what Project X. Okay. So the world is moving into tech. Everybody's moving into tech. And don't be left out. Don't be left out. Okay. So you need to acquire the tech skills because trust me, tech is everywhere. It is very rare for you to see any organization that don't even use at least Excel, right? At least Excel. So you need to, you need to stay updated. You need to acquire these skills because you need to get this aside from the money, but you need to stay updated. You need to know how to use these tools because very soon, I mean very, very soon, just like Olu said that AI is everywhere. So AI will only take jobs of those that don't know how to use AI, not people that you and I that know how to use AI. Okay, so AI will take a lot of jobs. Like it has already started. Okay, but trust me, only those that don't know how to use AI, and you need to know how to use it as a tech person. All right, thank you for joining us,
All right. So
everybody.
before we let us also so for those who are still here and for those who will watch this video later, tomorrow we are going to be hosting a master class. We'll be talking about AI. What is AI? So make sure
Yeah.
you join our master class tomorrow by 6 p.m. West African time. Okay, so come and learn what AI, or come and see what AI is all about and how you can use it as a data analyst or a data scientist or a business analyst. Okay, so tomorrow by 6 p.m. West African time, we're going to be hosting a master class. Okay, so just make sure you check our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Amdo Analytics to get more info about that.
All right, yeah, thank you very much for that. You know, that actually exactly skipped my mind. All right, so guys, just like my colleague said, we are going to be hosting, and it is a situation that you don't want to mix. I mean, you don't want to mix it, right? Tomorrow we are going to be hosting a very insightful section on how you can. Don't worry, let me not talk about it, but just join us tomorrow to see how you can use all these tools, right? Join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. West African time. We would like to see you. We would like to see you. Don't miss out. Thanks very much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. See you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. West African time. Cheers. Bye everyone. Bye everyone. Can we get a bye from you? If you know you are here, you can still hear us. Can we get something? Let's know that okay, you're still with us. You're still with us. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, you're welcome, Bishon, Christian. You're welcome. Nice to have you here, and thanks for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Bye, everyone. Hi, Sandra. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
All right.